Hey players, welcome back. It's Rick here with Game Trade Media. We're at the Alliance Open House, and I've got Michael from Rather Dashing Games. He's a rather dapper fellow with his hat and his shirt here, looking all dapper as dapper can be. He brought us a cool game. We've done some stuff with Rather Dashing. We've seen like It Belongs in a Museum, right? And then
Elements.
Elements, yeah.
Yep.
And now we've got Wakening Lair.
Wakening Lair.
Yes. Explain.
Okay, Wakening Lair is, first of all, it's the game I've wanted to play since I was 15.
Okay.
Ever since I started playing D&D as a kid, we would play all the time.
Right.
And then we graduated to other games and stuff. And I always wanted to be able to just whip out a game and quickly play a dungeon crawl with some friends.
Sure.
And there's some games out there that do that, but it's just always been in the back of my mind to make something like this. And what it is, it's a fully cooperative 2 to 6 player dungeon crawl. It plays in about 30 to 40 minutes.
Wow.
What we want to do is actually give that kind of a very boiled down arc where you have a hero, you have a team of plucky adventurers, you go into the dungeon is coming to life, that's why we call it Awakening. The dungeon is coming to life and populating with monsters.
Okay.
We fight our way through. And as we fight our way through, we level up with treasure and magical items. And then eventually an end game portion is triggered where at the end of this linear dungeon, this big bad boss monster, one of 6, we don't know which one it is, wakes up. And he's not happy we're there.
All right.
So he will make his way out of this dungeon. And if he gets out, we lose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take a look at what's on inside this box, because that's one of the highlights of this particular game is just unraveling it. So it looks, as you can see here, it looks like it would be a book on your shelf with the pages there and a little bookmark. It has a magnetic latch there, opens up to the rule book right there, but then it's got inside little bios on all the different hero types, right?
It's some flavor text and then a couple of strategic tips on how to play that particular hero.
Okay.
And you'll see the reason that there's these two things is that all the heroes we are represented by a male and female character.
Perfect. This one looks very familiar, this wizard right here. Yeah, very familiar wizard. That one.
His name's Mobius.
Mobius?
Mobius the one-sided.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm guessing these are the bosses.
These are the bosses. All right, so these chipboard, they've got all these little inserts so we can apply wound markers as we do them. And we have a lot of the classic tropes. We've got, that way. We've got fire elementals, dragon, we've got a clockwork monster, we've got the lich, by far the hardest guy. Giant spider and your slime monster Mudmuck.
Nice. Yeah.
Mudmuck. All different weaknesses, all different strategies, all different ways that they are going to try to kill your heroes.
Okay. And then of course, as you are looking into the box some more, there's a stack of cards that have the cool dungeon door, but it's
some of them.
And then there's a lot of other cards in there.
So so the dungeon, got your dungeon cards. All right, you got your oops, those got shuffled in wrong. Well, you've got some, you got monster cards, got your heroes, and then you have your big pile of treasure.
Yes.
So, and like I said, all of your heroes are, you have your male side and your female side.
Okay.
Other than that, the stats are the same.
Okay.
All right, so what you do is you take this dungeon, you shuffle these 12 cards, and you lay that dungeon out linearly.
Okay.
And then we will start at what would be room 1, and that would be flipped over.
Okay.
And the rooms show what kind of room it is.
Right.
And then also how many monsters populate. At the beginning of every hero's turn, we roll dice to see if any other rooms open up or populate with monsters.
Interesting.
As we do, they come from
the monster stack.
This monster deck. Combat is dice-based. You have to hit this guy for 2 5s. He's weak towards holy. There's ways for you to level your hero. I don't want to go into every
of course.
Tiny detail, but everyone has their own powers, their own attacks, and the game is really designed to be team-based.
Okay.
Every hero has a combat role and a support role.
Nice. Very cool. And when does this come out?
Street date is October 3rd.
That's just right around the corner.
Right around the corner. It's in perfect timing for not only Halloween, it's got a great thing, but the whole autumnal into winter and holiday season.
I love it, and this is going to be a great gift for anybody that has a fan of the fantasy genre in their family.
That's the hope. We Rather Dashing tries to make games that meet in the middle, where you have your hobbyists and your casual gamers
Mm-hmm.
both enjoying the game, and that's how this game is billed for us,
Nice.
even in just our test groups.
Okay. And it takes about how long to play one session?
30 to 40 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And you said it was 2 to 6?
2 to 6 players.
Okay.
And it actually does scale pretty well
Okay.
from 2 to 6, because in a 2-player game, you get a lot more treasure
Oh.
per player.
Really?
Well, yeah, because anytime something's killed, the treasure comes out.
And look at some of these treasures.
All right.
These are sick.
So each treasure is
Thieves'
actually
dice and the Wormthorn.
Wormthorn.
Wormthorn, the spear.
Yep.
I love it.
So every treasure is, as you see, 2 treasures. And the way that
Mhm.
works is that you have your hero. If you take your hero and you want to equip the weapon, you put the weapon there. If you
Nice.
decide you want to equip the magic item, you slide it out to the other side.
And it's one or the other. You can't.
One or the other. Or you can
Perfect.
hold it in reserve. If this wasn't a good weapon, this actually is. But if this
Yeah.
was not a good weapon for this hero, I would hold
Right.
it in reserve for another player.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Hmm.
So that's awesome. And then how much is this going to be retail?
$34.99.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. And
All
it's
right.
yeah, like there's just a lot of fun.
There's lots of bits and pieces.
lots of bits and fun parts.
Yeah.
And this is actually the beginning of a system for us.
Okay.
We've got expansions lined up, other iterations, not just reskins, but
Sure.
expanding the universe.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very cool. And what are you hiding out here?
Oh,
The Monstrous Terror Awakens.
oh, that is the one that triggers the end game. That is shuffled into the bottom third of the deck, and when that card comes out, that is when we reveal
That's
one
when-
of the boss
okay,
monsters.
that makes sense. I'm like, what are you hiding down here, Mr. Scary Monster?
Yeah, it's an ace up my
Right,
sleeve, which I
right.
don't have. Yeah.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for coming and showing us this amazing game. For everybody out there that's watching, make sure you go to your retailer and let them know, hey, I saw Wakening Lair. I want to show the box off there. Wakening Lair, so that you can get it on your pull list, that the retailer can pre-order it appropriately
Correct.
and have it available, so you can have this on your shelf and ready to play on your table with your friends and family for the holidays. On that note, I'm Rick. You're who?
Mike Ritchie.
That's right.
Yes.
And we'll see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Make sure to leave us a like and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new content.